So one of the things that I am always putting out there to our supporters and people who come behind Youth for Christ is that Youth for Christ is not the church. We are an organization that reaches out in ways that God has allowed us to. But when I think about my own kids going to a church, that's where I want them to be, the local church. I think God has designed it that way, that we will be in community with old people through to very young people. And that spread is what's important for that community. And so Youth for Christ is one small part of that population. And that isn't the church. The church is learning and growing from people who have wisdom and just have maybe a little more than an 18-year-old has to offer. And so we just really believe that the way God wants to reach out into this community more than anything is through the local church. We just see all the time these kids just in a desperate state to be fed, to have a family that loves and cares for them and worries about what's going on. And yet, so often ministries that, come into the inner city look to just fix maybe one or two parts of that. And so in partnership with the church, Youth for Christ is really believing that the only way to do that is that if we do that together. If we don't do it together, there's going to be huge parts of that need that go unmet. And Youth for Christ can play a small part in that, but we're not the church. Youth for Christ, I think by design, is, out there reaching out to kids, going into the schools. We've been given that privilege, but we want to be a conduit for the church. 3-4 years ago, we really made a commitment that we were going to partner with the local church. So that's really just a key for us, that we will not do this alone. And in fact, if we're not doing it with the local church, we probably won't do it. I think our hearts have been connected to reach this Near East Side, especially the students of Arsenal Tech. And I'm just excited to be part of something that God's in the middle of. He's leading the way, and I think between Youth for Christ and Indy Metro, that has just been such an incredible blessing for us.